Hello, good morning. My name is Ashafa SU, and I'm here to present this conference paper titled Mathematical Model of Banditry Dynamics with Recidivism, Stability Analysis and Intervention Strategy. Now, introduction and problem statement. Banditry is an organized crime committed by outlaws involving the threat or violence. Banditry persists due to socio-economic instability and relapse into crime. That is, those that have been maybe rehabilitated, then they go back to the crime. On the research gap, existing model ignore this particular important class called recidivism. So we plan to create a new, to introduce this compartment Q and with quantify relapse and enrollment. Now, the compartments for we have six compartments for our model as displayed above, including the Q compartment, which is the recidivist compartment, and this is the schematic diagram you can see from S to B, that is bandits. So successful people get into banditry using with that rate. Now from banditry they can either be detained when military act on them or they get rehabilitated. That is if they are caught by the military, which is this compartment. This particular compartment is the military. Now from rehabilitation, those that are recidivists, they go back to the compartment. That means after rehabilitation, they go back to the banditry through this compartment. And these are the equations, model equations. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 model equations. Now, the result. And the basic reproduction number was found to be that. And the first graph here is a graph to show the effect of recruitment rate, bandit recruitment rate beta on the bandit population. You can see as the recruitment rate is reduced, the population is also reduced. Similarly, on the right, the effect of bandit relapse rate alpha on bandit population. You can see when the relapse rate is 0.5, they have a high population, and when it is reduced to 0.001, you can see it's almost zero. So showing that the relapse rate is affects the bandit population. The next slide is the effect of bandit recruitment rate on recidivist population. You can see on the left, not much effect, and on the right you can see the effect of bandit recidivism rate. That's the rate at which they go back to banditry after rehabilitation on the bandit population. You can see the graph on the right. Now, next slide. Policy recommendation. Now, to prevent banditry, we have to make our army the recruitment rate to be less than 0.1 according to our findings. And this can be done by vocational training, which reduce the recruitment rate by 37%, and also community reconciliation. Next is to suppression, how to suppress the banditry. That is, when the recruitment rate is greater than 0.3, we target military operation. So military operation can be used to suppress it. or we can resource denial, control the resources gotten by these bandits, and finally reintegration. We need to monitor to avoid relapse. We need to monitor how reintegration is being processed. We can also seed funding for business. If we can give them business, then they can have something doing and will not be recruited again. So, conclusion, conclusion, conclusion and key takeaways. What we discovered that bandits keeps coming back. Rehabilitation often fails and many return to crime. And this creates a dangerous cycle. From rehabilitation, they relapse and rejoin gangs. And there are two critical numbers that matters most we should be aware of. The first one is the recruitment rate. We have to maintain it to be lower than zero point 0.1 if we want the population to be reduced. Also, relapse rate should be under zero point zero 0.01 to maintain to curtail the banditry. Now, what works best is from our findings for short-term solution, military action can be taken. However, for long-term solution, jobs have to be created. So finally, we advise that we don't just arrest, we need to help the bandits stay out of crime. And also, we combine police and job training gives lasting solution. We also focus on the bandits relapse rate. The next step, test strategy, that's for future research. Thanks for listening.